Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Angel of Words podcast, where your stories are heard. I am your host, Angel of Words. And before we get started, don't forget to punch that like button, subscribe, click on the notification bell. You could also follow us on all podcast platforms. You could also visit the website, www.aowent.com. If you want to leave a donation to the Angel of Words podcast, it is Cash App AOWNYC. Now today on the Angel of Words podcast, visiting us all the way from Amsterdam to New Amsterdam here in New York, we have the DJ Retrix. DJ Retrix, thank you so much for joining us today. All the way, 6-7 hours ahead of time. Thank you for your time today on the Angel of Words podcast.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Miss DJ Retrix, you started DJing in 2019, from reading your comments and things of that nature, which is a little bit, I guess before the pandemic started.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do that? And then what inspired you to keep it going while the pandemic was going on?
Well, when I started around the end of 2019. And it was always kind of a dream for me, but I never really dared to do it because it also costs some money. And I'm still a student and go to school. I know that's a lot of money to spend. So I was should I do it? But I always wanted to. But then I was you know what? Let's give it a go. I'll buy a cheap controller, $300. Then I didn't spend too much money if I don't like it. Let's just go with the flow, and then I start doing it and start playing around, start watching tutorials how the controller works, and then I recorded a video, which was my first video was the Christmas mix 2019, which is also on my YouTube, and I just posted that, and I was like, let's see what happens, and I got a lot of positive feedback from family and friends, not around the globe, but within the small group, and it was positive, and it kept me motivating to keep on going. And around that time there was no pandemic really, and then around February I made my second video, but I couldn't really practice all the time because I was also busy with school. And then in May I made my third video, but it just went very slow. And around July 2020 I had summer break, I had a lot of time, and I was maybe I should post more, or also maybe on Instagram. Around that time I had over 200 followers. The rest was still very small. And then I just started posting videos on Instagram, and I also started streaming on Twitch, and it just blew up from there. And people just before it was only family and friends, and then just random people say to me "Whoa, you're really good. You should keep on going." That was such an amazing feeling. And then I was okay, I should maybe keep on going. So that's how it went down, and now I'm still doing it. I still love it, and what me kept on going was just the positive feedback and the people I get to meet around the world. And it's the world is a big place, but Twitch and Instagram make it so small, and that's what kept me going. It's amazing.
No, it's pretty awesome. That's how I met you, just scrolling, being nosy, seeing what's out there in the world, because, I want the vibe for the Angel of Words podcast to be international. And then, I checked you out, and then I was yo, this girl is self-taught. So what vehicles did you use to teach yourself how to DJ? Was this mostly on YouTube, or did you have a mentor?
No, I had no mentor. I just did it all by myself. In the beginning I started watching tutorials on how the controller works and how to make a loop, and my biggest inspiration were James Hyde, the house DJ, and DJ Ravine, who's also like a YouTuber. Like they really showed me what DJing was, in my opinion. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool because like they make their own mashups. Like they pick like 2 or 3 songs or like vocals and like they mash it up together in like one song, and it sounds really good. And I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. And because of that, I started practicing. And in the beginning, I started to copy their mixes to see if I could do that. And after that, I started to make my own. So that's how I started and practiced. And yeah, and I eventually I became a little better with that. So yeah.
No, I mean, like, I love what you've been doing. I mean, I guess I've seen probably all your videos, during the research part of the, of the podcast. And I'm like, man, like the transitions are dope. It doesn't seem like you just started DJing and, your following is building up every time I, go on your YouTube channel or go on your, I don't do Twitch because I get too addicted to video games. I mean, I gotta stay away from that world. But I actually do want to talk about Twitch, but not right now, because I want to ask you about, you mentioned purchasing your equipment, and I noticed that you're using Pioneer. Now, did you choose to use Pioneer because of the fact of, was it a monetary decision, or did you choose to use Pioneer because you felt like it was the most quality instrument and not a Newmark or Techniques?
Yeah, before like I was purchasing a controller, I did some research on YouTube, and I saw all these like what to buy videos on YouTube, and eventually the things I wanted to learn. You also had like SRV Pioneer, which is also for Pioneer, but the DJ 400 is what I started with, and for me personally, it was just like the best controller to start with because it wasn't too difficult. Didn't have too many buttons, but like you could like learn all the proper basics you need from like mixing and stuff. And that's why I bought that one. And it was also within the price range, so that was also nice.
Well, that's fantastic. And, it's great that you decided to go out there and invest in yourself, because a lot of people are like, they want to do things, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter where you live in the world. You have to eventually invest in yourself. And, it was great that you were able to do that. I mean, is that something that you would that you have these conversations with people that talk to you? Like, you can have a dream, but you also have to save up for your dream and make things happen.
Yeah, I gotta say my mom has been super supportive from day one. Like when I say to her for like, yo, I want to start DJing and like I want to do something with it, she was like, okay, go for it. Like you're still young and like I don't want you to regret on an elder age, so just do it, just go for it. Like I did have some people around me in my closer environment. They were like skeptical, like maybe you should like invest like in your school and like don't put too much time in it. So there were definitely people who were like skeptical, but now they're like, whoa, just go for it, and we support you 100%. Or like we see what you do, and you go like you're growing quite big, quite fast as well. So just go for it. Yeah.
Well, that's super dope, man. And I from the first video on your gram to like the latest video, it's like, it's like, wow, like it's just insane how nasty you're getting behind the ones and twos, so shout out to you for putting in that work. Now, talking about putting in that work, you said you were going to school, but like now how much are you practicing? Are you taking this a little, are you going even harder now that you're seeing like all the positive reinforcing messages and reach outs to yourself?
Yeah, I do still practice, not as much as I would like to, because of school it's getting busier, and sometimes it's hard to like find a balance between all the homework and like practicing and making content, which also takes a lot of time. I do wish I had more time to practice though, because I feel like sometimes I'm just busy putting out and making content instead of just DJing, which I started with, and I don't have always the time to like practice for like 3 to 4 hours or something, you know. So I wish I had more time though, but yeah, sometimes I do find my time, you know, but it's like a big puzzle, and like I need to see how I fit things in, you know.
Do you
Yeah.
find this hard, that battle? You know what I mean, because what do you start studying to be, if you don't mind me asking?
I studied for software development.
Software development. So there you
Yeah.
go. I mean, you're in the tech space, and DJ
No.
is kind of becoming like the tech space, but you're in the actual tech space. Now, are you like thinking about designing different softwares for DJing at all? Is that something that's crossed your mind,
No.
like intermingling the two? No?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like right now, I'm like busy on school with developing websites and stuff like that. Like
Okay. Okay.
no, not at all. But it would be cool though. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy, man. That you're like battling back and forth. Is it hard? Do you ever feel like, man, like I just want to do this DJing? Like, why do I have to go to school? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whoa. Yes. Don't tell a teachers or mom though.
And I hear you, and that's the tough situation for the Gen Zers, because, you want to follow a certain path, but then, you're lucky enough that at your age, you found something that you're passionate about, and not that something that you're only passionate about, you're good at it. I mean, you've been on the radio before.
Yes. Yeah.
Out there in the Netherlands. And, for everyone that's just tuning in, we're talking to the DJ Retrix out from the Netherlands right now. And so, you were, on radio. Like, what was that experience like? How awesome was that for yourself?
Crazy. It was super crazy. Like the first time when someone reached out to me to be on the radio was in May 2020, and like that was before I started all those videos. It was just a woman who was following me, and she had like thousands of followers. And like one day I just woke up and she sent me a message from, "Hey, I like what you're doing, and would you be interested to play a set on the radio? And I'm from Brazil." And I was like, "Whoa, what?" Like I didn't really like,
Yeah.
like posting videos almost every single day. So it was like, whoa,
Yeah.
crazy. I feel very humbled. And like since then, I've been twice on the same radio station in Brazil. I've been in a radio station in Italy like 5 or 6 times, and also in Ireland, which is amazing. And like it's just so great to me because like I get the opportunity to be on the radio when I didn't even DJ for like a year. So it's sometimes I just still need some time to process what is happening with me, because like all these opportunities I get are quite big, especially when you look at time how long I'm doing this. It's not that long.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's why I'm like, I was doing, as I was like, I'm like, man, like she's pretty popping right now. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if she has the time to even come here. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
So, and now you're on the radio and on the podcast in New York.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I told my mom, I was like, "Mom, I'm going to be." I just like like quiet and like I was like, "Mom, I'm going to be in a podcast on New York." And she was like, "What? That's amazing." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's amazing." Like sometimes I still need to process like how amazing all these stuff is and like what comes up to me. So yeah, I'm still super grateful that you reached out to me and that I'm here today.
Now, how are you able to maintain your composure at such a young age when all this is going on, and then you got the school in the background, and you're just trying to live a normal young person life? Does it get a little overwhelming at times?
Yeah, it does. Because like on social media, I get like messages and like also like DMs, like, "Oh my God, you're amazing, you're great," and like sometimes they're flirty. I don't really react to those, but like in my normal life, I'm just like a normal person, and like I have like all these friends, and like we never talk about, like they know what I'm doing, but like they don't really know what I'm doing. and it's like I'm just a normal person, so it's hard to make that switch sometimes. Like I feel like sometimes I'm living two lives or something.
Well,
It's crazy.
you are, you're
Yeah,
your person in your normal life, and then you are the DJ Retrix,
yeah. I'm still quite small though. You
Yeah.
know,
No, I mean,
I
but
yeah,
you're bubbling up, man. It's only a matter of time, and it's good that you have like a composed attitude about yourself,
yeah.
because you never, these things happen overnight to anybody. You never know what can happen in life, and then the next thing you know, you're just in this other world that you never probably would have imagined you would be in. So it's great that you're able to, get rid of diffuse the distractions and focus on what it is you need to focus on. And I actually want to ask you about that because, I doing my research for this podcast, I noticed that in Amsterdam, right, out of the top 50 favorite DJs across Amsterdam and the Netherlands as an entire country, there's only 2 females that crack the top 50. So how does that make you feel being a female in this industry that seems to be a boys club?
Well, I didn't know that first, but that's scary, but also like kind of sad, because there are so many amazing DJ, like female DJs in the world, not only in the Netherlands, like around the world, and um, it indeed is still like a boys' world still, and like it sucks, Yeah, I don't know. Like I hope that I can start like a movement, not like a necessary like an obvious movement, but like yeah, an example for maybe a lot of female DJs don't feel appreciated or something, or they don't really dare because like a lot of people say to them, just don't do it, like it's for guys, or eventually they become older and they have to, get all these responsibilities like having kids and stuff like that, so they stop. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I think it's something like that, but it's sad because like I would love to see more female DJs, especially in the club scene. And if you look around on Twitch right now, I think all the females are dominating in the techno scene. You got Emily Lenz, Charlotte de Witte, Deborah De Luca, to name a few, Nina Kravitz. Like they dominate the techno scene. So yeah, it sucks that not everywhere female DJs are represented, but I hope like in maybe 5 years or maybe earlier that will change up because yeah, like me personally, I have plans for playing eventually in clubs in Amsterdam. I hope when all this crazy stuff is over, with pandemic. But I hope more female DJs will follow because there's a lot of potential out there, a lot.
Well, definitely. We're talking to one of them right now, DJ Retrix, all the way from the Netherlands. Now, DJ, speaking on that as well, do you personally see any different type of treatment from fellow DJs, from men, who say, I don't know, you shouldn't be in this field? Do you witness that personally ever?
Well, I always receive nothing but like positive feedback on my page, but like I've noticed because I have a friend from Playlist DJs on the Instagram account, and I don't know if you know him, but he became a very good friend of mine, and he sometimes wants to post stuff with me on his page, and he's like over 10,000 followers on Instagram. I always notice that a lot of hateful comments are underneath the video, just because I'm a female, and like they don't like really react on what I'm doing. It's just because they're hating because I'm a female, and I'm like, okay, so there are still people out there that hate me because I'm just a female behind the decks, and like I know for sure that a lot of female DJs have this problem as well, which is sad because like, what's the difference, you know? Music is music. Yeah.
Music is music. Like it shouldn't
Yeah.
have a gender, you know.
Yeah.
I completely agree. You know, and I ask these questions because that's an issue over here in America as well. So, you know, I was wondering if that's something that you also see out there in the Netherlands. You know, that kind of treatment towards females. You know, because we have an issue with that as well over here. So I wanted to know if that kind of misogynistic behavior, or you know, that kind of hate, you know, that kind of like, I'm not gonna go as far as to say hateful, but that kind of, you know, semi-loathing feeling happens not only here but in other places in the world as well. So, you know, hopefully that stops. You know.
Yeah, it should stop. It's just, what's the point? Like, what are you trying to make? You know, like sometimes I make these videos also in the kitchen because, like, where I live, I still live at home. You know, you get all these like these stereotypes of sayings that people say, yeah, women should stand in the kitchen and not like DJing, you know. And sometimes I'm kind of waiting sometimes for people to say, maybe you should go into the kitchen. Because like, I always shoot videos that are in the kitchen. You can obviously see that I'm in the kitchen. But no one made that comment yet. So I'm kind of waiting for it. Not that I want it to happen, but like, yeah, it's like, it's obvious that people think I should stand there, but not behind the desk, but like, you know, behind the stove or something.
Wow, that's horrible because we live in the 21st century, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of disconcerting, you know?
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know,
yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Continue.
Best thing to do is just laugh at it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
These people are like, the people who say you're just like, you cannot just have a normal conversation with those. They always say like that. Just laugh at them.
Well, I mean, it's good that you have that disposition, you know, that positive disposition, because I always feel like that's the best way to go about things, honestly, because if you spend your time, you know, dabbling in this negative energy, in that negative space, you're never going to get to where you want to be. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
you know, it's good that you have that positive outlook and you just focus on taking care of your business and doing what you got to do. And you be doing what you got to do on Twitch a lot, man. You know, I don't really know too much about that platform. I'll be honest with you. I was told that it's, you know, it's a gamer, or it started as a gamer platform. And, you know, when I was younger, I used to be like a hardcore gamer to the point where like I gained like almost 300 pounds and I had to stop smoking weed and playing video games because that wasn't cute. You know what I mean? So I had to like get off of that. But you know, gaming now is a serious business. It's a serious situation, and you've chose to put yourself on that Twitch platform. Could you tell us about how you're using Twitch to, you know, get your name out there as well?
Yeah. Well, I actually started using Twitch for the same reason, to watch video games. And like, I didn't really knew that people were actually DJing on it until the summer where I started like posting videos on Instagram. I met some people on Twitch who I consider right now as my family. They told me like, this man Grind is his Twitch name. Real name is Colin. He met me on Twitch, and like he started out also recently in like back in the day in the summer, and he told me like, you're like, he saw my YouTube videos and he was like, oh, you're really good at what you're doing and like you should really stream. And like he actually pulled me over to start streaming because like I was very shy. I still sometimes are very shy still, but like back then I was like super shy, and like I was like, no, I shouldn't start doing that, you know. But he was like, you should really do that. You will kill it, and I think you will be, you know, huge eventually if you will do it. So that's actually the reason why I started doing it. Because like back in the summer, I wasn't really on the level I was with DJing right now. Like I had I just bought the DDJ 1000, like with the 4 channels. I was still figuring that console out. Like a week later, I started streaming on Twitch. So it was a lot of things happened at the same time. And like, I practiced seriously day and night. Like I practiced for hours and hours just to get better and like to mix with four channel, with 4 channels. But I thought like I should really be doing this because it will help me to grow also my confidence with it. Because like I really needed that, and that's why I was like, I should really start doing it and like keep on doing it. And like the first time I streamed, I was super nervous. I made like ton of mistakes, but after that, like when I finished the stream, I was like, "Whoa, this is amazing!" I like I was like vibrating, like I couldn't really breathe. But, like I was so excited, like the adrenaline, my body was like amazing, and I was like, "Yeah, I want to do it again and again and again and again." And like now, I just like I try to nowadays stream every single week, but it actually gave me a new family, and like that's why I'm also doing it, like to be together with my family, but also like expand the brand, show people what I can, live, because that's way different than like a video. So yeah, it's actually the real deal. That's what it is.
Well, that's what's up, man. Like you
Yeah.
were feeling yourself, huh? That was fun, huh? That Twitch situation. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to get on there to see what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I get your content from IG or YouTube. I haven't gone on Twitch. I'm still scared, but
Yeah.
that's dope that you were able to figure out that platform is a beautiful vehicle for you to also build on your DJing brand, and that's fantastic that you were able to do that. Did you make your logo yourself, the Retrix logo? Since I know that you're studying to be a graphic designer, is that something that you made on your own?
No, I didn't make it on my own. I went on internship this
Okay.
past September till January, and I met a graphic designer, and she was like I started talking about DJing, and then she was like, I actually had a logo, but it wasn't really, great. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna fix it up. Give me an hour. And after an hour, she made that for me. She made the Red Bricks logo I have right now, and it was like, well, I was like totally in love with it. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use that. She gave it to me as a gift, so that was even more amazing.
Wow, that's a great gift, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously.
Wow. That is great. So where does the name Retrix come from, How'd you
Yeah,
create that?
to be honest, I seriously don't know. I don't know. I like at first I was called. I mean, then when I didn't really like started, I called myself Trish Air, which is my name with the air. But I always like was searching for names, and eventually I came up with the Retrix, and I seriously don't remember how. But like, it's my name now. Yeah,
No, it's great. It's like it's like a made up word, but that sounds fire. You got to accent it. Any word with an R and an X in it. You're gonna have some. You're
yeah,
gonna make some good moves in it.
yeah,
just the sounds alone. Now, I want to talk about the sounds and your music that you produce, because I've heard you make some fire spins using techno and Roddy Ricch. So hip hop and
yeah.
techno are some big influences in the music that you decide to mix. I want to know why. Could you tell us?
Yes. Well, I'm heavily inspired by James Hype. He also uses always like different genres in his mix. His main genre is house, but like he always uses like how hip hop vocals. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to try that too. And but I want to be different. I don't want to be like a copycat. You know what I'm saying? I want to do my own thing. So I always find techno is also does always has like a power beat, but like I feel like it always missed something, you know. And I try to make techno mainstream, which is an underground genre. But what if I can make it mainstream with adding some vocals that everyone knows, and that like that's what I'm trying to aim for, and like I'm also going to try to make that bigger this year. But yeah, like I wanted to see if that was going to pop off by posting those little clips on Instagram, just to mix around and mess around and see what people see what people would say about that. You know, if it would people would like it or would like no, just that's crazy. You know.
Now, are you a big fan of hip hop?
Not the biggest.
Okay.
I mean,
That's all
I
right,
like.
you know.
Yeah, I like it. I like to listen to it sometimes, but like mostly I just listen to house and techno and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But since you like the vocals, you do tend to, go over there and see what's going on. Do you have a
Yeah.
particular hip hop artist that you do like to follow that you find that's really dope?
Damn. No. No.
Whatever catches your attention, I feel you. Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like that too. I'll be honest with you. I'm like that with techno. I'll be honest with you. Like, I would say probably maybe 8 years ago, 9-10 years ago, when I was in like that EDM phase, like maybe I listened to it a lot more, but I don't, now it's like whatever catches my attention that I just catch casually, like I'll listen to, but more often than not, that's not like a go-to situation. I mean, everybody's different, man. That's the beauty of music. And now you follow a dude called James Hype. You've been speaking about him on the podcast today. And that's kind of like somebody you really feeling that's like, I guess, kind of like a virtual mentor, if you will.
Yeah.
Now, what makes you like James Hype so much?
He is unique, and he also like the things he does. Like that's what DJing is for me. Just like putting all genres in the mix, but like making it one BPM mix, and like it has no limits. And like you can do whatever you want, and yeah, because like before all this mixing, I just I just played song. I didn't mix it. I just played it along and like made a position at the end of the song, and then that was it. But I never felt satisfied with that. And then I saw James Hype, what he was doing, and he was like doing all crazy tricks and stuff with 4 channels. And I was like, that's what I wanted to do. And like he changed DJing for me. He really did that. And that's why I admire that guy so much. Like you can also learn so much from him just by watching how he DJs. And like that's what I like as well. And like I know for sure. I know for sure. Yeah, I know for sure that I'm not the only one who thinks about it. Like there's so many people that he inspires. Like a whole new generation he inspires to DJ and like actually DJ, like mix and do all that stuff. I think like in like 2 years he's gonna be worldwide famous for sure.
That's dope, man, that you have somebody that's like kind of like a contemporary. You never know, he might bring you up on stage right after him, man.
That would be,
out here in Vegas
be the
or
dream.
something.
That would be the dream. Oh my God. That'd be amazing.
Well, let me tell you something. If you keep putting out these videos consistently, man, I mean, you're well on your way, I feel like you got a great vibe. You have an ear for music because the way you were able to mix those vocals on, some of your YouTube videos and you don't even listen to hip hop like that. The way you were able to freak that. I'm like, whoa, like, this is fire. Like, you know what I mean? Like, could you send me that mix so I could throw that at some of my like in-house parties when the world starts opening up again, man? That would be fire, and it's great. Is it hard to mix like those vocals with the techno?
Yeah, sometimes it is. Like in the beginning, it was very hard. It was like super hard to pull that off. But like right now, I always in my spare time when I like making homework, is like doing the dishes or something. I always listen to Spotify, and when listening, I'm always like listening, like really listening to the music, like how it sounds, like what the vocals are like. Like with that, I'm starting to get inspired, and maybe I'm like, oh, maybe I could put that on a house beat. How would sound? How would that sound? You know, like, and that's like how my brain works a little bit, and like that's how I create those mashups. And then eventually, when I DJ and I practice that around. And when I feel like it sounds great, then I start recording and then put it online. And like that's how I make those mixes. So it is not a lot of hard work, but it does. You need some creativity with it. That's what, yeah.
Yeah, like you said, you got to understand BPMs, you got to understand music, you got to understand harmonies. I mean, it's a science like anything else. It's an art form like anything else, you know? So,
Yeah.
you know, it's fire that you get to do that. And, you know, and let mom know that, you know, this could be a career. You know?
Yeah. I'll let her know right now.
Well, DJ Retrix, we reached the point in the podcast where it's time to play 5 words with Angel. On 5 words with Angel, I'm going to give you a word, a phrase, or a question. You're going to give me the first word or phrase that comes to your head. Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
All right, here we go. The first word it's an easy one. Twitch.
And what do I need to do?
The first thought that comes to your head when you think about Twitch.
Purple.
Oh. Well, that is the color of the logo. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay. Now, this is another easy one. Your favorite DJ right now.
James Hart.
Nice. Nice. Now, this is a little bit of a curveball. You know, I had to go outside the box a little bit. Since, you know, you're Dutch and we're talking to the lady of the Netherlands over here. The stroopwafel.
How do you pronounce it? Stroopwafel?
Well, yeah, in America we say stroopwafel, but how do you guys pronounce it? How's it pronounced?
Almost the same. Stroopwafel.
Nice.
Yeah, almost the same.
Was
calories.
I like calories, you know. I love pancakes. I've had those one time. I'm like, ooh, they're delicious. I mean, God, how can I make this here? You know, people sleep on Dutch food. That stuff is pretty awesome. I'll be honest with you. Okay, this one is maybe a little hard, maybe a little easy. I don't know. What do you think about when you think about DJ Retrix?
Damn. That's a hard one indeed. Who is that crazy lady?
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I think. Or who's that?
Now, the 5th word is the motherland, the Netherlands. What do you think about when you think about the Netherlands?
Orange, proud. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Are you into soccer? Is the Netherlands going to make it to the World Cup? What's up? What's happening?
I am into soccer, but I think this team kind of sucks. So I don't know.
God, don't say that. I made so much money on you guys like 8 years ago, man. You did so well.
Yeah, 8 years ago we were the bomb, but like nowadays, like all these good players just already left. So it's like, yeah,
What's happening, you think?
I don't know. Like maybe the coach or like just the players. I don't really have like the biggest knowledge of soccer, but like all these great players who were like topping like 8 years ago, they're all already left. So it's like all new players. I mean, you have Virgil van Dijk, which is in Premier League, but I think he's just literally the only great player, and the rest just.
Yeah, man, I remember the good old days with Ruud van Nistelrooy. That was my guy.
Yeah.
You know? I used to use him all the time in the video game, man, FIFA, you know?
Yeah.
Good times.
I played it too. I have like a bunch of games behind me.
Oh yeah, I see that, man. You got a whole
Yeah.
deck up there, man. You're not playing
Yeah.
around.
I don't play. I have. I used to be like before DJing. I was like a huge gamer girl. Like played video games all the time. So yeah.
What is it like being a gamer girl? I'm just curious though, because I'm from a little bit before you. My time is a little bit before yours. It's like it was kind of taboo to see girls playing video games, but it's looking like now it's like a everybody does it type of situation.
Yeah, like everybody games nowadays. It's like normal, but like 10 years. I think I started playing video games like 20 years ago, like when I was 4. And like during the years I always kept on playing video games, but like back then, like playing video games made you a nerd. Like being a nerd was bad, so I never really talked about it. But like nowadays, everyone plays video games and everyone is cool with it, and like it's like you're like the weird one if you don't play video games nowadays. Like that's how it is right now. So that's crazy to think about. Like so much has changed about that topic in like the past 10 years, maybe. Crazy.
No, it is crazy. Now people come to my house now and they're like, yo, you don't have a PS4 or 5? Like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, no,
yeah.
I can't go into that world. You guys really just don't understand. There was a time where I had like 60 people in my mother's apartment throwing tournaments for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My mother was upset.
Yeah.
I mean, I won the tournament, but she still like, you know? Good times, but highly addictive. How do you say? It's a highly addictive situation, man. Especially if you're a passionate person about everything you do. Now, where are we gonna find you DJing? What's next for DJ Retrix? What are we doing? Well, how are we breaking out of this pandemic vibe?
Hopefully I will play my first club gigs because I never did that before. But like, hopefully I'll play my first club gigs or festivals this year if like everything goes back to normal. Probably not, but but in the meantime, I just keep on building my portfolio, like my content, and just try to grow bigger. And like I'm road to 2,000 followers on Instagram, and hopefully I reach more things with that. Because like the more the bigger the reach, the bigger stuff like this would happen to me. I also have like heard this DJ, like the controller band, reach out to me, and they gave me a controller Starlight for free to make a video with that. So that's quite huge. So I hope like bigger collaborations during this year. I hope that will come more often, and also to get better with DJing and also producing. Just like, I don't know if you can see it like right there, like Apple Studio.
Yes, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I started producing, like I'm still like learning how everything works, but I hope to release maybe a song by the end of this year. Like that, like, and like hopefully it will do good, That's the plan for this year. Just to get my name out there and become bigger than I already am. Or like I'm quite small, but like, becoming bigger and
build the base.
Build a base.
Well,
exactly.
let me know if you ever spin out there live in the Netherlands. I'll pull up, man. I'll fly out there to the Netherlands to watch you play your first show. That'll be lit.
Yeah, I will let you know for sure.
Yeah, keep me posted on that. Go out there and chill for a while. That'll be crazy. But let us know also where we can find you doing your thing, like on the social media platforms. Where can we find you at?
Yeah, so obviously on Instagram at the Retrix, where I also like post little clips of like tricks and stuff, but also mashups on the DJ progression I'm actually making. Try to post like 2 times a week on there. You can find me on YouTube where I post like videos of longer mixes and where I try to make some mashups and like stuff you hopefully they haven't heard before. I'm also, of course, on Twitch where I live stream. Also practicing a lot of there and just having fun.
And what's your handle on Twitch? Is the same thing?
Yes, the Retrix everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everywhere. All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's good. All one thing, everybody. So if you're looking for, the DJ Retrix, you already know it's all one word, right? All one word.
Yeah,
At
the Retrix.
At the DJ Retrix or at DJ Retrix?
Just at _Retrix.
Got you. All right.
Yeah. And also a little project I'm working on, just like an own small project. I hope that will become bigger. Like I want to focus more on making danceable and like listenable mixes. Because I figured like these tricks and stuff, they're all nice and stuff, but like they're sometimes not like really you can actually listen to or like dance to. So I'm working on some weekly mixes that I post on Mixcloud, and people can actually like listen to it. It's still a work in progress, but I hope to launch it this Friday and otherwise next Friday. And then from Friday I will like launch a mix that show off like the mashup skills I have and like just fun and hopefully enjoyable mixes that people can listen to if they want to on Mixcloud to grow also grow that as well.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, could you give a message to anybody? Because, I feel like sometimes, people under the age of 24, 25 or 24, no matter where they live, like, people always like, oh, what are you going to do? What's your focus? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, some people don't find their passion when they're 45. Like Morgan Freeman, one of the best American actors, that we have out here, didn't become successful until he was like 55. Like, you never know when you're going to reach success. You just got to work hard and be patient and make sure that you're keeping up with your craft. So what would you tell anybody, any Gen Z or your age that's still trying to figure it out right now?
Well, I would indeed say like keep on working, keep on pushing, but like don't over push it. You don't over push yourself if it doesn't make you happy. Because like I really started to find this passion like until I was like 22 years old. Before that I was like a hot mess. Like didn't do college, didn't do anything, just playing video games all day. Like seriously, my life was a mess.
I did that too, I'm not judging, I'm just laughing because I could just picture myself doing the same thing.
Yeah, but like that was life back then, but like at 22 I was like, nah, that's enough, I need to do something. And then like I always had a passion for music and I was like, okay, let's start doing that. So and I love to do it. Like I love it, it makes me happy, and like the love I get for it also helps me and keep me motivated to do it the next day over and over again, But the tip I would give is like, if it makes you happy, keep on doing it. Even though if you don't receive the bigger support that like people say you wouldn't do it, just keep on doing it. Eventually you'll find the love if you're looking for it. But like you also don't have to, because like if it makes you happy, who else is gonna judge, Just keep on going. You'll get there.
Well, that's what's up. Thank you, DJ Retrix, for joining us on the Angel of Words podcast today. Yes. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Now, everyone, before we end, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. You could follow us on all podcast platforms, including YouTube. Also, if you want to check out the website, grab that AOW merch. It's www.aowent.com. Okay, everyone. And if you want to follow me on social media, it's at Angel of Words ENT. Donations are Cash App AOWNYC. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We'll talk to you later.